welcome to Sammy Scrolls, where I tell you all about some of the best books out there. And you'll have to excuse that I haven't exactly brushed my hair or anything. I did put a bow in, I tried, but I'm currently on crutches. So I haven't closed the house up, so there's probably a lot of outside noise, and I look like a little bit of a mess. But I'm in pain, so please forgive me. Anyway, enough about boring stuff. Let's get right into our next book. This is The Walking Dead, Book 7. We're getting through these books pretty quickly. I've only got up to book 10. I think book 13 is about to come out, but I've only got up to book 10 and then I'll be on to something different. You might remember how a couple of books ago I talked about how not a lot was happening and it was sort of like a changing time for this story. There was a lot of like character development going on, and the characters, I guess, were sort of finding their way in the world. Well, now we're back in the action. Everyone has found their place in the group and kind of adapted to become a new person themselves in most cases. I mean, a world like this is obviously going to change you, so I feel like most of the characters have become pretty much who I assume they're going to be for the next little while in the series. It's not so much a shock now. Most people realise that help isn't coming anymore, so everyone's realising that this is it for them, and that makes it kind of interesting because you don't have the delusional people that are completely in denial and start fights because they believe that the army's going to arrive at any moment. Now you have a whole new set of problems, like longevity of any place that you decide to live. How long is too long to stay, and is there ever really anywhere that you're going to be safe? Is that even a possibility anymore? Maybe for the rest of their lives there's not going to be such a thing as setting up and starting a family and that sort of stuff. That might be a thing of the past, and they're going to constantly be moving, and that's just how life is now. In this book, I feel like Rick is kind of coming into himself now. He's not completely past like the crazy Rick sort of time that we all know he goes through, but he's getting there. He's starting to realise what really matters, and he's also starting to cope with some of the things that he's done in the past. So that's kind of interesting, how he's adapting to who he is and accepting the things that he's done that have gotten him to where he is now, and realising that what he's done, by the way the standards were before, is bad, but in this new world it doesn't mean that he's become a monster. That's what living is now, and all he's trying to do is keep his baby boy alive. The street has been quiet all day. I set up the camera and now there's kids riding around on their trikes and there's people mowing their lawns. Typical. We finally in the comics caught up to where the TV show is. So actually in this book, at the time of filming this, we've seen the mid-season finale of season 6, and that was the last thing that we actually watched. So the whole thing with Sam, who's not actually Sam in the comics, that has just happened, and you see like the result of what he's done, and I kind of had forgotten how everything came about. So to see what has actually happened as a result of the child calling out for his mother while in a herd of zombies sort of thing, I'm interested to see where the TV show takes this. Are they going to go true to the comic books, or are they going to take us in a different direction? If they go true to the comic books and you haven't read them, oh, my thoughts are with you, because a lot is going to be thrown at you. I'm not going to say exactly whether it's good or bad, but it's The Walking Dead. I think you can get an idea. And they have said about the next episode that it's going to be the bloodiest episode ever. I think it might also be the highest death toll for one episode, but I'm not completely sure. But we know it's going to be a big one, so bring on Valentine's Day. That's sort of all I have to say really about book 7. There is a lot going on, but I'm cautious of giving my thoughts on the story, but also not spoiling it too much for the people that haven't read it, because The Walking Dead, the comic books, to experience them without knowing what's going to happen and what's going on with the different characters and why at certain points, it's really a one-of-a-kind experience, and I try not to spoil that for other people, but it's really hard to do when you're giving a review, to not give away too much of the information, but I'm trying. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. I hope you go and read The Walking Dead, because I know I say that every single episode, but really it is such a good series, and it's so well written, and you're never bored when you're reading it. There are transition periods within the story, but even then they're still entertaining. So really, if you're looking at what to read, you can't find anything, find this. Or even if you're looking at what to read and you can find things, still read this. Thank you so much for watching. Take care until I see you next time. Bye.